Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. My name is Tri Indarti Halim. I'm from Indonesian Post, the 6th region in Makassar, South Sulawesi. In this occasion, I would like to share a presentation about coaching for performance. Next slide. Okay, as we can see here, we have 4 things in the table of contents. The first one is role of leader, followed by what is coaching. And the third, coach main competencies. And the last is implementation of coachings. I will explain them one by one. Role of leader. The definition of leadership: a person's ability to influence, motivate, and encourage people to contribute effectively to an organization. And there are the role of leader. The first is directing and supervising. It is related to the authority held. And the third and the fourth role is mentoring and advising, related to the experience that has been had, shared knowledge, experience, and problem-solving tips based on certain skills or competencies. How about the last is coaching? How about this coaching? I will explain on the next slide. Various methods and situations faced. When we face an important situation but no urgent, we can use coaching as a method. And if we see from the perspective of goals and paths, coaching can be used when you have your goal and your will achieved within your way. While in turn to action, coaching is about asking a future. A coach doesn't dig a problem from the past but helps to find a solution to achieve the goals. What is coaching? Next one is about staff conventions. I will read 10 points about it. The first point is, if you do a good job, you're never praised. They say that's how it should be, but if you make a mistake, you will be reprimanded. The boss calculates using by theory, but actually in the field it is different. So welcome boss. Go down to the field. And the third point is, boss, weekends are a time for rest, not for calling about work. And it is no urgent either. Once in a while is fine. And the fourth is, young bosses are sometimes less sensitive to older subordinates. After tweet being said, oh no, I just realized my boss is following my account. My friend said, don't worry, my boss will definitely smile. He understands. The sixth point of staff confession is, if the boss is feeling down, he likes to share his down with us. Is this sharing down? And the seventh point is, we are often confused. This boss where is taking us? Come on boss, let's talk. And the eighth point is, the boss wants to receive the finished product without providing guidance. If the work isn't done properly, he immediately gets angry. How can a boss reflect of his subordinates are given the opportunity to develop? And the last point is, I hope the boss understand what I want and they are also clear about what they want. Ladies and gents, I know everyone in here will be the leaders. So in this moment, I want to explore about what is coaching. The process that needs to be done by a coach has 4 points. They are exploring the potential, finding the identity, raising awareness, and maximizing thinking power. Coaching can take you from where you are to the place where you want to be, because the keys of coaching communication process are asking, listening, and response. And how about coaching communication process. Why coaching is needed to achieve high performance? The first point is stimulate the emergence of awareness of ideas. Thought and creativity is finding creative and innovative solution, and then cultivates self-confidence and positive attitudes because employees feel increasingly empowered and their potential is optimized. Create a high sense of ownership of ideas and performance targets. Coaching leadership. This is a leadership style that involves listening and asking more questions rather than giving others of or directions. Leaders who use the coaching method encourage team motivation to emerge from within themselves and focus more on the self-development of the team members they lead. Why coaching is more motivates? The coachee determines the goals he wants to achieve to the coaching session, and the coach direct coachee to get ways to achieve his goals, and the coach's commitment to achieving goals becomes much stronger. Okay, then this slide is about why coaching is more motivating, and when does a leader provide coaching? Why coaching is more motivating? The first reason is the coachee determines the goals he wants to achieve through the coaching session. And the second reason is coach direct coachee to get ways to achieve his goals. And the last reason is coach's commitment to achieving goals becomes much stronger. And when does a leader provide coaching? When a leader wants to involve members so that their capacity grows and develops. When do a coaching, a leader needs to be calm and not under pressure. When does a leader provide coaching? When a leader wants to involve members so that their capacity grows and develops. When do a coaching, a leader needs to be calm and not under pressure. Now, let's talk about level of coaching based on the deep and challenges phase. There are 3 level coaching based. The first level is transformational coaching, most complex, long-term, doing by certified coaches. And the second level is developmental coaching. It's more complex. There is a certain time period. The trainer is a trained person. And the last level is performance coaching. The easiest short-term do by many people. Every team leader is a coach for his team members. How about the transformational coaching? Profound, touching the deepest values and identity of the coachee. Able to make significant change in paradigms, beliefs, and character. Focus of coaching questions bring about a truly enlightening awakening of consciousness. Okay, and how about developmental coaching? The first point is aims to build or change certain behavioral patterns or habits. And the second is needed a certain time span. And the last is the focus of the coaching questions is to build awareness to want and have a commitment to self-change. And how about performance coaching? The first point is oriented towards action execution and performance achievement. Coaching questions facilitates so that focus on goals and concentrate steps. And the last is suitable for short-term goals in achieving personal and organizational performance. And how about performance coaching? The first step is oriented towards action execution and performance achievement. Coaching questions facilitate so that focus on goals and concrete steps. And the last is suitable for short-term goals in achieving personal and organizational performance. Here we have the coaching stage. Number 1 is everybody okay. Everyone is in good condition. Yeah? And the second is fully present. The fully present during the coaching session. And the next is not nothing. acting like you don't know anything. So ask more questions. And the last is small thing matter, taking every little thing into account. And now I will describe about the coaching stage. The first step is everybody okay. Everyone has positive intentions within themselves, and it is not the coach's right to judge the coach's behavior. And the second is fully present. The coach is completely present for the coachee, neutral, and doesn't make subjective assessments either of the coachee or the content he or she brings. And then the third is know nothing. The coach is ready and feels safe to be ignorant. The coachee is the expert in their own life and has the necessary resource. And the last is small thing matters. Big changes start with small steps, and even the smallest changes in coaching are important. Coaches need to be sensitive to even the smallest details. And now let's talk about coach core competencies. Coach core competencies are listening and asking. We can look the fourth point in listening level. The first level is cosmetic listening. It's like listening, but the listener is lost in his own thoughts. And the second level is conversational listening. Engage in conversation as in normal conversation. The focus is still on the listener. And the third level is active listening. Start focusing on what the speaker is saying. Give attention and actively reflect back on what you hear. And the last level is deep listening. Very focused on the speaker more than on oneself. Deeply feeling the other person. We have 5 verbal listening techniques. The first verbal listening technique are summarizing. Conclude with your own words the results of the discussion of part or all of the coaching session. And the second technique is clarification. Clarifying words or sentences that the coachee considers unclear, have multiple meanings, or confirming the meaning of word or sentences. For example, what the meaning? And the third technique is ask relevant questions. Ask questions that are still related to the coach's words or sentences. And the fourth technique, reflecting thoughts and feeling. Reflecting the coach's thoughts or feelings. For example, well, you feel difficult, you are thinking about resigning, etc. And the last technique, acknowledgement. Accepting truths or existence. For example, I appreciate your honesty and openness in our discussion. I understand if you don't want to discuss it, etc. Before coaching, it's very important to build a trust. That's why we need 3 comfortable situations which are relate, and reframe. Coaching model has 4 main points: goal, reality, option, and will. Let's start with goal. You have to ask these questions. What do you want? And reality, how are you doing now? And the option, what can you do? And the last is will, what would you do? Okay, ladies and gents, I think that's all from me. I hope all of you can be the good leader. We can practice in our daily lives, and all of you will be a very success leader. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and good morning.